Hey friends, Miranda Vivanco here, and in today's episode on Cooking with Essential Oils, we're going to make winter spice dough cookies featuring doTERRA's clove, ginger, and cinnamon bark oils. And if you want to support my channel, subscribe and click the bell notification so you never miss a weekly episode where I show you how to use essential oils in your favorite recipes. So let's get started. We're going to be making the winter spice dough. And first what we're going to do is start with the butter and the sugar, and we're going to combine them until they're fluffy. Now, I've never made this recipe on camera before, and I've made winter spice doughs before, but using essential oils has made it very challenging in a sense, just learning how to use them, because the oils are more concentrated than if you use just the spices themselves. So you want to test it and see what works best for you. So now I have to turn this on, and it's going to be loud. Okay, so now that the egg is incorporated and everything's mixed up, we're going to start adding in our other ingredients like molasses, almond extract, vanilla extract, and this is where we start in with our essential oils. We're going to be using clove, ginger, and cinnamon bark. And I like using the doTERRA oils because they're delicious and they're very high quality. It's the best ones to use. So let's get that started. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of molasses. I like my little cups. These are way better than trying to use those little spoons. 2 tablespoons of molasses. We're going to put that into the mixer. We're going to have 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 1 teaspoon of almond extract. This is amazing. Ooh, it's a new almond extract. I love the way it smells. It's really good. Okay, so those are ready to go. And then with the oils, I'm going to drop them into the vanilla extract and almond extract that I combined, because I want them to combine throughout the recipe. And to do that, you don't want little pockets of cinnamon and little pockets of ginger. You want it to make sure that it disperses evenly throughout your recipe. So I'm going to drop in, this is clove bud, so I'm going to do 1 drop of clove. And then I'm going to do a drop of ginger. And then I'm going to do 3 drops of cinnamon bark. And then I'm going to combine them with the egg, butter, and sugar next. Okay, now that all of the wet ingredients are incorporated into our dough mixture and everything, I let it run for a minute just to make sure that everything was well combined. We're going to start adding in our flour. So I have in my bowl 3 cups of flour. I have a half a teaspoon of salt, and then I have 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. And I'm going to mix that together a little bit to get them well distributed, the salt and the baking powder. And then in 1/4 cupfuls, I'm going to start adding it to the mixture. I'm going to turn on the mixer and keep adding it until it's well mixed. So now my dough is well mixed, and now we're going to refrigerate it. But when we refrigerate this one, we want to make it in, we want to combine it into 4 discs so that it actually gets cool really fast. So I'm going to do some wrap here, some plastic wrap, and get out a portion of the dough, actually get out all the dough. So now you'll notice that the dough is kind of like a really light tan color. This is kind of combining a sugar cookie with like a ginger cookie, a ginger snap. So it has a lighter flavor, not as dense of a flavor or strong of a flavor as a ginger snap would be, and not as sweet as like a regular sugar cookie. So it's a nice cookie that I believe the dough comes from like Germany. I'm going to take another piece of plastic wrap. I'm going to take one of these balls and I'm going to flatten it out to a disc, about a 1/2 inch thick to 1 inch thick. And I'm going to put it on the plastic wrap, and then I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm going to do that with each of the pieces. Okay, so now I have my 4 discs in the plastic wrap, and I'm going to pop them in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. The longer you can go, the better, but 30 minutes at a minimum. So I just took a disc out of my spice winter dough that we're making, And I'm going to unwrap it and I'm going to roll it out on the table, which is clean. Oh gosh, that smells so good. Those oils are just amazing. They smell amazing. So basically I'm going to be rolling this out to 1/8 of an inch. I did it on my counter because my counter's clean. doTERRA has wonderful cleaning products and I love them. The Abode is the new line. It is an amazing line of cleaning products, so I know my counter is absolutely clean. And it is great smelling as well. My whole family, we love to use the oils. We diffuse. Every room in our house has a diffuser. And everybody knows how to use the oils. I'm just going to roll this out a little bit more, and then I'm going to use a cookie cutter. I'm doing stars with my winter dough. I'm going to cut that out. And each one, I'm just going to put it on my cookie sheet, and we're going to cook it in the oven for approximately 10 minutes. I preheated the oven at 375, so it's ready. But I'm telling you, this house is going to smell amazing. I'm not going to need to diffuse anything today because of all of the wonderful recipes we're doing. Put them on the cookie sheet. Now you can frost these cookies if you want, but you don't have to. They're just a nice light cookie to eat. They have a nice mild spice, and they will just do well on their own. That one's a little junky, but whatever. We're gonna eat it anyway. Cut out one more. This is always the fun part, re-rolling out the dough. I left the other 3 in the refrigerator because you only want to roll out one at a time. It just makes it easier to keep the dough at the right temperature when you're rolling it out. That's important to have the right temperature because it's the way it bakes in the oven. We'll do this. Roll this one out a little bit more. Wasn't enough. And there we go. So now I have a cookie sheet ready to go into the oven. I'm going to put these in the oven for 10 minutes, and then when it comes out, we'll show you our finished product. All right, so we have our winter spice dough cookies done. I am just a fan of the way they are. You can frost them if you want to. You can do all kinds of other things if you want to. Put sprinkles on them, whatever suits your needs, but I like them just how they are. They're, like I said, they're kind of like a sugar cookie and a ginger cookie put together, so they have a mild flavor. And remember, we used ginger, clove, and cinnamon oils in this recipe. All of these make everything in it shine. You taste the cinnamon, you taste the ginger, and you taste the clove, and it makes it just a really nice, deep flavor within the cookie. So that's it. Here they are, and I'm going to try this one right here. Perfect. Amazing flavor. Well, that's a wrap up of another Cooking with Essentials Oils episode. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe and click the bell notification so you never miss my weekly episodes, where I show you how to use essential oils in your favorite recipes. Also, follow me on Facebook, and if you want this recipe or others like it, I'll leave the link in the description, or you can always go to www.cookingwithoils.com and download your own Cooking with Essential Oils recipe book. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll answer all of them. And the best way to support my channel is to share it with a friend. Thanks again for watching. Long live essential oils!